Alright, well there it is, the MB Ranch King 6x6. Installed this yesterday out here in Boonies, Arkansas. But I don't see a lot of videos online on how to put one of these together. And I'll insert the picture of the instructions. In the video here, but they're not really good. This thing is not light. It's just extremely heavy, as a matter of fact. So if you don't have a tractor, you know, a good sized tractor with some forks on it to lift this thing up to put these legs on, you're going to have to rent the skid steer or something that can elevate this, because I would not, given the, you know, this is maybe 1.5 inch square tubing, I would not want to roll this thing up on its side, you know, from its side straight up. I'd be concerned about twisting it. But the first thing the instructions say is to attach the platform, which you've got 3 bolts underneath. What they don't say is to attach the kickers. And the other thing they don't say is that the kickers are not straight. As you can see, that's kind of cockeyed. So that is how they go. But yeah, put the platform on, put the kickers on, tighten them up. This is leg 1 on the left side of the door. Leg 2 is on the right side of the door. 3 and 4 are the same, so it doesn't matter, but they're the 1 and 2 have the brackets on them for the kickers for the landing. Once you get that in, then you can get your other one in, your other legs on, and start putting in the cross bracing. Now this comes in a pretty big pile, and they're slightly different sized. I think the bottom ones are 80 inches, and these are 84 or 86. So you can see a little bit of a difference. But you have to get them set up the right way, because they go in and out, because you can't have them hit in the middle. And these cross braces all have to go with the L down, so that when these go in, as you can see on the other end, they can actually go into the channel. If you flip that over and put the horizontal part up, that's not going to work. But after you get those in loose, crank them all down, and then we just set it down at that point. And then I took the screws they provided, put a couple of those in here and here on each leg, and that was pretty much it. Then we attached the stairs, which there's only 2 big bolts in the kit, but they don't really have any way to center them. I didn't quite get it right, but it's close enough for jazz. And if you need to level this like we did at the end of it, if this thing isn't level, just loosen all the bolts up and then lift up on it, crank the bolts down as tight as you can. Because you can see I need to come up a little bit on mine. It's still got a pretty good gap in here where I've got some room to move it on this back side. But then the railings, again, they didn't really say whether to put the short end down or the short end up, but I kind of ran the long end up and just screwed them in with the supplied screws. No issues there. It's not perfect, we're not quite level yet. We're going to come back in a few months and finish this up when we put the feeders out. But that's kind of where we are at this point. So most of this instruction, most of the assembly is pretty straightforward, but getting those kickers on and realizing that they're not square is what kind of screwed us up a little bit at first. You got to do that immediately. Now you don't have to do that until you get the thing set. If you've got about 3 people or something where you can lift this thing up and set it in place after you've got the stand already set in place, but I didn't, so we followed the instructions and managed to get it done. Basically you need a 9/16 for all of the main bolts and a couple of different impact drivers to put in the self-tapping screws. Now this is something that doesn't come with the kit, but what we went with, since there is a loop built into the top of this thing, that's a mobile home anchor that's driven about 3 feet into the ground, and then I just use a turnbuckle, and she's pretty snug, so that's not going anywhere. We'll take a walk up top. It really is pretty stout, because I'm 200 plus pounds and it's not moving. Now we're on the inside. And the field of view is exceptionally good. And then you just have to open your windows, put a little sandbag down on the railing, and you're ready to put some meat in the freezer. This thing's been outside at my house for about 3 weeks, strapped to the trailer, and we've gotten some serious rain. No issues, no leaks. And coming up here, it was easily capable of doing 75 miles an hour on the trailer with no issues at all. So, pretty stout unit. I'm pretty happy with it. So, anyway, that's about what we got going on here. So, hope you all are having a good day. I will talk to y'all later. Take care.